Ready. Set.
Gamecast.
Welcome to Ready, Set, Gamecast, a bi-weekly podcast about video games and quiet contemplation. I'm Bryce, and I'm joined by Darian. What you thinking about, Darian?
Thinking about buying this chair.
And Matt. What you thinking about, Matt?
Literally nothing.
Well, let's take a moment to think about those things. After we've all spent a quick moment to just think about chairs and nothing, we should talk about video games. Matt, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a little game known as Fall Guys.
That's
right.
3.
Yeah, Fall Guys Season 3, the winter season.
Now starring Doom Guy.
Yeah, well, is Doom Guy in now?
I just saw the thing that the Doom Guy skin is real.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's real. I don't think it's in there yet, but it's coming probably. Yeah, Fall Guys, I'm just I didn't play the second season that much. I played like 1 or 2 days. This one, I guess I'm just going to complete the pass, right? Like the season pass, might as well keep playing and unlock the free stuff. Yeah, it's fun. I talked about it last time. I feel like nothing's changed since then other than they've put more of the charity skins in, so you can pick those up as they've done those. Other than Fall Guys, I've played a little more Starbound, trying to figure out a sort of a multiplayer server situation, but also kind of like, I don't know. My girlfriend and I are talking about maybe setting up like another computer to have as a server, but then we'd maybe use it for multiple games depending on what we were playing at the time, and then let people access that we wanted. And we could have like a little, multiplayer world that's living rather than having it based on, whoever the host is having to be online at the time. So yeah, I've been playing around with Starbound, building stuff there. And then on New Year's Eve, I played Raft for the first time. And that game is really, really enjoyable. I don't know, like, I feel like I always say I don't say things are necessarily fun when I'm enjoying them, but I guess I'm having fun. It's like really relaxing though. It's not like, I don't know, you're just drifting on the sea.
Yeah.
Thinking thoughts to yourself, quiet contemplation.
Raft is the game where you're like on a raft in the middle of the water and like stuff will come up to your raft that you can grab, and it's survival but on a boat, and you're just hoping stuff comes to you, right?
Yeah, so you're just floating through this water world, and there's like wood and plastic and leaves and trash floating around, and you're harvesting it, and as you harvest it, you can craft more stuff and you can build your raft out wider, and there's a shark that's always like bothering you and trying to eat your raft. But as you progress, like, we've got a sail now, and we've got like a tree garden growing on our raft, and we just set up a radio signal so it'll like let us locate specific things or something. Yeah, so I'm totally happy if that game was just me collecting stuff, like standing on a raft and throwing the little hook out there and basically fishing for garbage. Like that loop alone, just doing that in the game is like super enjoyable to me, and I could do that endlessly for hours. But we've progressed a little more. Like we have a little garden going. I also really like fishing in the game. That's another big part. You can craft a fishing pole and fish in the ocean. It's just like that simple stuff. I'm totally happy to pass the time doing that.
What's the fishing minigame like?
It's the same as any of the other stuff. It's a first person game.
Well, I mean, you've got like Animal Crossing. You're basically just wait for the thing to bite and then tap it. You've got stuff like Stardew where you got to keep the bobber right. There's like, I feel like lots of different games do fishing differently.
No, I think I always enjoy a fishing mechanic or a fishing mini game in a game. When I said it's like the other stuff, I meant in Raft, right? Like you are throwing your hook out to fish for garbage. The fishing pole's similar-ish. It's more like Animal Crossing, but you're just generally casting it out to anywhere in the water and waiting for the indicator, like your bobber went under. So now you pull it in.
Okay, so it's
real simple.
Yeah, it's one of those. Just wait for the bobber to go.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I love killing the shark too, because the shark gives you a lot of meat. You get a shark head, and I wear a shark head now on my head. And he comes back, but he's always eating your ship or attacking you if you're diving. So I made a metal spear, and now I kill that shark when he shows up.
I like how you presuppose it's the same shark and not different sharks.
Well, yeah, I guess.
The shark is reincarnated and come for me again, not, yes, this is another shark once again.
I guess if you think about it, it's like we are tied together. Like if I exist, that shark still exists, and we'll be forever in eternity battling back and forth, right? And like sometimes he bests me, and then I respawn and I'm reincarnated anew because I'm the same person. And then sometimes I best him. And he comes back later.
So you need to kill each other at the same time to finally rip the connection, and you both can die in peace.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's how you beat the game. So as far as I know, you're just floating through an endless ocean otherwise.
Gaming.
Yeah, maybe that crashes the game. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing. And like the last few days, I got a little more Fall Guys in, but I don't know. I went like really hard like around the holidays and New Year's, and now I've like, I don't know. I feel like I went really hard on gaming, and then I've taken a couple days off. I got a little back into Fall Guys today, but gotta get back in there. It's been a couple days.
Darian, what have you been playing?
Mostly Terraria. My list also says League of Legends and Stardew Valley, but mostly Terraria. And that's been fun. We're slowly learning new things. I'm playing with someone who's played probably like 50 to 100 hours, but she said that she doesn't really actually know what's going on. And we just had someone join our server who has a few hundred hours logged and knows very much about the game. So that's exciting. I'm just going to pull open my Steam really quick so I can tell you how many hours I have in it. And just give you an example of just how much there may be to know about this game.
Are you playing on like a survival difficulty?
So we're playing on expert.
Okay.
But when we die, you just lose gold.
Okay.
I've currently logged 21 and a half hours, and I would say about half of those, I would say about half of those are in this particular playthrough, and the rest of them are like scattered over the last like few years, like
yeah.
So even with that many hours, there's still so much that I'm learning and so many new things that I've been like rushedly exposed to because I'm playing with experienced people who know what to do.
Has that game like continually kind of evolved over time? Because I know it's been out a while, and I feel like they've supported it. Like, right, there was a big patch recently, right, that got you back into it. Isn't that?
So I actually don't know about how often this particular one is updated. I got back into Stardew because of the huge patch. Yeah. I mean, I do know that for the most part it is pretty well maintained, but I don't know. It looks like the last big update was in October. Yep, October 14th, 2020 was the last big update, hotfix post. So, I mean, it does look like there was quite a bit done. They did a lot of balancing and changes and stuff. But, yeah, I do know that maintained to an extent, but I'm not sure exactly how deep it goes.
It looks like that October update was called Journey's End and is like the last content update.
That's what they always say. How many times has No Man's Sky been like, okay, we're wrapping up the story, we're done now, and then they're like, okay, we did add a whole underwater thing, and okay, real quick, mechs, those are in, but I swear we're done. Oh wait, hold on.
I feel like Stardew's similar.
Yeah, Stardew, I think the last, not this update, but the one before was also supposed to be the last one.
Mm-hmm. The one that added like the multiplayer was supposed to be like, that's it, we're done.
Yeah, I'm just adding multiplayer and no more. And then it's like, okay, but while you're working on that, you just want to like make the biggest update you've ever done. Okay.
Right.
Developers, what are you going to do with them?
Play their games and love and appreciate how much they love and appreciate their own games.
Yep.
Especially when those are all like free. Those are all free updates we named.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's like years
These
of
aren't
content.
paid DLCs. These are just drops of brand new content.
I do imagine that every time they do one of these updates, more people probably buy their game for the first time. So like it's not, insignificant for them to update their game for free. Especially if your game has any sort of multiplayer component. Like they're like, oh, there's a new update for No Man's Sky. Hey, you should finally jump in with me, like, and hooks people.
Those also probably drive a lot of like especially on like Steam or something like that, right? When those updates hit during a Steam sale, or something similar, it's like, okay, this game's $10 instead of 20 right now, and like Stardew, they just released a big update.
What I've been playing is Sackboy.
Was that it for Terry?
Yeah, pretty much.
She had stopped talking, so I was like, no? Okay, I'm just gonna talk now. I have been playing Sackboy, A Big Adventure, I think it's called. I'm gonna Google it real quick. Sackboy game. Sackboy, A Big Adventure, nailed in one. With Aaron. It's a good multiplayer game. It's I feel like the more you play, like you get better at kind of the mechanics and stuff, and so we're getting to, the deal is like we're getting to parts where there's so many things going on that it can get hard, but then we fought like the boss guy like the third time, and I decided to jump back and go back to the very first world to like clean up the stuff we missed there, and now it's just like, oh yeah, this is easy now. Like oh yeah, things are over here. Da 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 da. We're nailing stuff really easy. So but yeah, it's like probably the best multiplayer experience on the PS5. Overcooked is on there as well. We played like a little bit of that. So we got Overcooked All You Can Eat, which they recreated Overcooked 1 in the Overcooked 2 engine. But I guess I just expected the throw-in mechanic to be available in Overcooked 1 because of that, but it's not.
Right.
And it might be a thing that they built the levels without you being able to throw, and that might break things. But I very much was, having played Overcooked 2, I'm like, just throw it over there. No? Why is the button's not working? And yeah, it's not available in 1. But Overcooked's still cool, but I'd say Sackboy is a better just like Sackboy is a better, hey, let's sit down and play a game together type deal.
Okay. Yeah.
Overcooked is a thing that you cannot just sit down with anybody and play, because you have to be able to work together, and if you it can get very frustrating and overwhelming and stuff. Whereas Sackboy, you're there's definitely cooperation stuff. There are levels that you can only do together, but for the most part, you can kind of handle your own stuff and help each other out where you can, but you're not like, you don't have to entirely rely on someone to do their shit correctly all the time to win.
I feel like Bryce is maybe a competitive Overcooked player.
I played with Beckers. There is a less play of me playing with Beckers, and it's a lot of like, we're a good team, but she is like, why are you doing this wrong?
Like, I guess I think of it as like a party game a bit.
Well, I guess,
right, like anybody can do it, and the controls are simple enough, and it's like, let's all, 4 people sit down and just go for it, kind of thing.
I guess it depends if you are just okay getting the minimum, or if you're like, we need to 3-star everything. If you're trying to 3-star everything, you need to have your shit together. Whereas if you're just like, okay, they let us move on to the next one, then yeah, you can kind of get by. But you're like, we're running a kitchen here, all right? Like, well, with Aaron, I think we completely failed one of the levels when we were trying Overcooked 1, but she's learning to play the game for the first time, so like there's mechanics to it that you kind of got to get the hang of. And I feel like most kitchens, you probably have to play like twice just to be able to do it half decent, because you got to like figure out the mechanic that each kitchen has a different like trick to it, and so you got to like learn the trick, then start over so that you're like ready for the trick the entire time. But yeah, Sackboy's pretty good.
A very strategy heavy game.
Yeah. I have so I concluded Final Fantasy 15. I have played through the 3 companions DLCs, Gladio, Prompto, and Spiky Haired Boy.
What is his name?
That's yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I can't tell you right now. But I haven't played the Arden DLC, but I noticed that the Final Fantasy 15 Comrades is free, which is like
Iggy.
Ignis, yeah.
Yeah. Ignis.
Final Fantasy 15 is the multiplayer standalone game in the Final Fantasy world. It is interesting because it is the continuation of the movie. Like, throughout the Final Fantasy 15, I expected like, hey, what happened to that dude from the movie? Is he gonna pop up at any point? And he doesn't. There was one throwaway line at the very end of the game where somebody was like, "Oh yeah, this person helped the chick escape the city," and I was like, the movie. But then like we never see him or anything. But literally, Final Fantasy 15 Comrades starts with like you opening your eyes, you got amnesia, and it's that guy from the movie greeting you and talking to you. And I'm excited for, like, I like that movie, and I'm excited for that continuation. I feel like because I've come to Final Fantasy 15 so late, I don't really have people to play with, because anyone who was like into Final Fantasy 15 into Comrades has probably played it already and done. I'm trying to get my girlfriend to try it. The other thing about it is that I can't just say, hey, come play Comrades with me, because the game actually takes place very late in the Final Fantasy 15 story. So it would spoil stuff for you if you just jumped into Comrades and then tried playing 15 after the fact. I literally like did the intro mission, got to the city, and like interacted with the NPCs. I hadn't done any missions beyond that, but I was just like, oh, this is an interesting thing that exists. It it is multiplayer. I would love to play it with other people, but just I feel like that's gonna be hard to achieve due to like all the catches with it. That it is, the game's been out for a while, and the game takes place late in the story. That trying to say like, hey, do you fit this exact requirements that you have played Final Fantasy 15? You know what's gonna happen, but you haven't played Comrades, so you're able to play with me. I feel like that's not a thing I'm gonna find, but maybe I'll play it alone or trick my girlfriend into playing it with me. Another game, I haven't played it yet, but another game I'm gonna try and get her to play with me is the Monster Hunter demo that just dropped for Switch. Hopefully I'll be able to have impressions of that next time we record. But before we record, we're gonna talk about some news. I mean, we're recording right now, but during this recording, we're going to talk about some news.
Got it in one.
Nailed it.
Matt, did you want to do these quick news?
Yeah. There are 2 hot news items we have this week. The first of which is Nintendo. You might have heard of them.
Nope.
They're a
playing card
small
company.
toy company out of Japan.
Yeah, originally playing cards.
They acquired Next Level Games, which is a Vancouver-based studio.
Mm.
They're in Canada. I assume it's not Vancouver, Washington.
But what if it is?
But what if it is?
Maybe
no.
Nintendo's of America is in Washington, so maybe they were like, hey, those guys like are over there. We always see them at the coffee shop. Maybe we should buy them. And then Mario's like, yuppie, I'm a Mario.
So yeah, Next Level Games most recently worked with Nintendo on Luigi's Mansion 3. And by worked with, I mean they made it. And, Nintendo contracted that.
And Luigi is Nintendo's son.
Yeah. He's Miyamoto's son. As we learned in that video when they toured Super Nintendo World.
I believe he referred to Mario as his son. Maybe Luigi is like brother from another mother.
Well, later, so he did say Mario, I'm Mario's dad, right? But then later in the video, he met up with Mario and Luigi, and he was like, okay, boys, or something, or okay, guys, dad's got to go, dad's got to work.
Maybe.
Or something.
Oh. Who made Luigi? Shigeru Miyamoto. Who is Luigi's mom?
Oh, gosh.
Mama Mario. The fictional mother of Mario and Luigi is a reoccurring minor character throughout the Super Mario series and its spin-offs, particularly in the Super Mario Brothers.
That means Luigi's name is Luigi Mario.
Yeah, that was established in the movie, the live action.
Oh,
movie.
It is?
Yeah.
Because Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Yep. Also, according to this, their other parent is named Papa.
Papa Mario?
No. See,
just Papa.
Yeah, because it says the mom's name is Mama Mario. The dad's name is just Papa.
Papa. And that's Miyamoto.
Yeah. Maybe. Unless unless Miyamoto is like their birth father, but like Papa stepped in to actually raise them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yikes.
Miyamoto left and was like,
"He's just an absent father figure."
I've got to make this kid named Link. I'm going to the land of Hyrule.
Papa's personality remains relatively unestablished, having one speaking role, Super Mario Usanbushi. Here, he is shown to be a caring and understanding father figure, cautious for Mario's safety, yet recognizing his son's need for independence.
Wow.
The deep lore about Papa. But how does he feel about Luigi? Does he be like, no, Luigi's good, man. Fucking let him.
It kind of seems like Luigi's got it a little more together than Mario, except that Mario's always the one saving the day, I guess.
Luigi's got like 3 mansions.
Yeah.
Mario can't even like, lock down a girl.
I thought Darian was going to say something about that just then. She didn't.
Oh. Anyway, what are we talking about? Quick news?
I'm talking about Next Level Games. They bought, or Nintendo acquired them because they made Luigi's Mansion 3 and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which was the 3DS one, and also 2009's Punch-Out reboot. But now they're a Nintendo first-party studio. I wonder what else they worked on that wasn't a Nintendo game, because that seems like a lot of years.
I mean, to be fair, Insomniac made 99% of their games PlayStation. They did do some Xbox ones, but then PlayStation just straight up bought them. It was like, I mean, you pretty much were a PlayStation company.
If I click on the R games on their website, Metroid Prime Federation Force. Why'd they didn't mention that one? Did that game ever come out?
We don't speak of that one.
That was a 3DS one. I remember that. That was like all the characters looked like little Iron Man Metroid things. Okay, they have a bunch of other games listed.
Did you want them to list any game that they ever made?
Super Mario Strikers they worked on? I wonder if they just assisted or if they built that all themselves. Yeah, okay. Cool. Next Level Games. And it is Vancouver, Canada.
Okay. So we got that solved.
Oh yeah, the other story, right? I was supposed to do this. That's why I forgot about that. The other news item is Epic Games, makers of Fortnite and the Unreal Engine and the Epic Game Store. They acquired Rad Game Tools, which is a game development tool that you've probably... They develop a thing called Bink Video. And if you look up Bink Video, you'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen that logo on splash screens before when a game starts up. And they make that, and I guess that's used, pretty widely in the industry. So now Epic owns that tool.
That looks like a thing I saw in 1992.
Well, like, you've seen it, you're like, oh yeah, that shows up on the, games use like Havok Physics Engine and Bink Video, or I guess video compression stuff.
Why Bink? Why wouldn't you gonna name something? Are you just little Timmy come in and go, let's call it Bink, and they're like, you nailed it. That's where we're going with Bink.
Actually, they were like, what does it matter? This isn't gonna go very far. Whatever, throw any name you want on it.
When you go to their website, it looks like it's from 1992. Talking about Bink.
They're like, it is a proprietary file format for video. No one gives a shit what it looks like.
What the fuck? It's funny because there's Bink and then there's Granny.
Granny?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's Granny.
Granny 3D.
And there's also telemetry, but that's not a normal... Ooh, there's Oodle. Oodle is a family of data compression solutions with incredibly world-beating performance. Oh my god! Oodle is gonna beat the world!
Yikes.
But yeah, they make a lot of tools that developers use to optimize games, it looks like.
Why is the Bink Video logo so ugly, but the Oodle logo is the best one that anyone has ever made?
Huh.
Why is that?
That is a claim you just made.
Yeah, that's a bold statement.
Okay, you are right. You are right. I did just look at the Granny 3D logo, and now I take it all back.
I recognize the error of my ways.
Step back, Oodle. You've been beaten by Granny 3D.
Oh my goodness.
What is this company?
Granny 3D sounds like a game. Isn't there a game called Granny?
There's a animation studio called Granny 3D.
There's like a horror survival game called Granny. It's like an early access Steam type game.
I would love to know how they go about naming these things.
You have to escape Granny's house. You have 5 days.
Okay.
There is a really shitty looking indie game on Steam.
Wow. The developer listens to this podcast and now he feels sad.
Sorry, developer. Yeah, someone might care about it. I mean, it's generally well received.
I take it back. I know I said it sounds shitty, but I was wrong. These people say it's good.
There's also one that's called Granny Simulator, and it almost looks like it. It's weird. There's 2 players, a feeble old grandmother and her lovely grandson. The grandmother's objective is to complete her everyday routine, while the grandson utilizes uncanny violence and pure brutality to stop her.
You're like a baby, though, right? Like a baby in a diaper.
Well, no, this one's not a baby in a diaper. It looks like they put clothes on the baby because I imagine that was not.
We can't have
super.
We can't have a naked baby doing violence. You got to put a t-shirt on before.
Tiny infant, brutalizing. Why is that a word?
Brutalizing?
Pure brutality to stop her. There's a still where the kid has a hammer in his hand and is walking up behind an unsuspecting granny. That's messed up.
Video games.
Maybe the one I was thinking of is Who's Your Daddy?
Yeah.
That's
Who's Your Daddy is...
Who's Your Daddy is the one where you play a daddy and the baby's trying to kill themselves. Daddy has to stop
the baby
them.
is like trying to like poison itself.
Yeah.
It's a multiplayer game.
Me and Beckers did a video with that. You can find it at youtube.com.
Granny Simulator is similar, right? One of you is the kid and one's the granny, and the kid's trying to kill the granny in that one.
I'll have to add that to the Let's Play list. Granny.
But Granny 3D, nothing to do with this.
The comments, the reviews on this. Wow. Okay.
That's it for the news.
Yeah, that's it for the news. It's the beginning of the year. All the games have come out, and no one's talking about stuff. You already know that Cyberpunk was a mistake.
Like the genre, or like heading there in real life, or the game, or
that specific game. There are plenty of other games that have done Cyberpunk well, but not that one.
I feel like when we get to the body augmentation portion of Cyberpunk in the future, we'll be like, yeah, that was maybe a mistake, right? When people are like rebuilding themselves.
Tesla's already shown off the little where they drill the hole in your head and give you an implant.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's...
Yeah.
I don't think that's a publicly available option yet, but they're like, hey, we got this machine, we got the thing, we're ready. Ready for you. Come get it. That brings us to thanking the Patreon producers. Thank you, Aaron C. and Dragons Lucas, for helping support this show. We appreciate you and everything you do to make our hearts more full. This brings us to the next part of the podcast.
Oh, that's my part. Hold on. Do you want to be a part of the show?
I think we're doing really well on this episode.
I
just want to say that.
Great. Go to readysetgamecast.com/submit to submit a question, a comment, or your favorite time that Darian didn't do her job very well for us to talk about on the show. Aaron asks,
comments.
Going off of the whole...
Yeah, she didn't even ask.
Okay. Aaron states...
I think this is the first comment we've actually ever gotten. We only get questions, but we got a comment.
Oh no, oh no. Okay, going off of the whole do you need to wash your legs conversation in the last episode, a dermatologist on TikTok said you only need to use soap on your underarms, buttocks, and groin area. But for people who have a vagina, only certain soap, like the Dove bar soap, won't cause irritation in that area. So washing your entire body with soap can dry out your skin. The more you know.
That's true.
I hope since she put a rainbow thing in there, I hope she edits in a rainbow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can we all do it in sync?
3, 2, 1.
I think that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was the best possible thing.
That's the only comment.
I have super dry skin. So yeah, that's certainly true. That if I'm showering at night, like before bed, I'm going to put lotion on because soap totally dries you out. Also hot water. Like the hotter the shower, the more itchy I am as a result.
That makes sense. I just always apply lotion.
I
after a shower.
I never apply lotion and I never use soap.
I got in the habit of the lotion. You should use soap.
Put the lotion on the skin.
I hate the feeling of lotion on my hands though. Like I don't want to touch anything after.
I have to get
use,
really particular lotion because of that. Like this stuff
That's
leaves
the Gold Bond hand cream. Yeah, I got that.
Yep. There's no greasy after. Yeah, I'm the same way. I hate
it.
Icky, oily lotion being left on your hands, but this stuff helps to heal it and then not feel gross afterward.
Yeah, I like immediately wash my hands after applying lotion, which just makes my hands drier, but everything else is okay. I'm like, it's fine.
This brings us to housekeeping. Go to lastgeek.com for links to the podcast on all your favorite podcast services, including iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher, as well as the video version on YouTube. If you like the show, please subscribe, rate, and review it on iTunes and Stitcher. It helps us grow and become more powerful. Other Last Geek stuff you should check out. Game Corp is ending in February-ish with episode 69. I'm going to remove the February part because after some discussion about what we're going to do with the final episode, it might come late. But it's going to be the final one, so we're going to take as long as it takes to make it what we want.
Go out with a bang.
Wow. But if you're looking for some new content, Dungeons and Gamers has a new episode out on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. Episode 6, Interlude 1, The Road to Waterdeep. New episodes come out the last Monday of each month, starting in November. And that's our November's past, so it just comes out the last Monday of each month. End of statement.
We had some real Kingdom Hearts name convention energy there.
Yeah. I think we're going to be doing more than one interlude, so we'll indicate which interlude. I think we're going to do an interlude between each adventure to give some breathing room. But to stay up to date, what's going on with each and every episode of Dungeons and Gamers, or the characters, or the ham sandwich flavors, they're all available at Dungeons Gamers on Twitter. It'll allow you to see the cool pictures, know when new episodes come out, and just you can tweet there and ask your favorite character a question, and they'll respond. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, what you just said, keep up with your favorite character, like keep up with the characters, see what they're doing. Like, yeah, that's a great idea for content for that Twitter. Like, this is what Morthos ate for breakfast or something. Like,
that sounds great.
But that is the episode. I hope you liked it because it was the episode.
I hope you liked it because it was. It happened.
Darren, where can people find you?
Twitch.tv/a witchy fairy and Twitter.com/a witchyfairy. AWITCHYFAERIE.
Man with a $400 mic. Where can people find you?
Is Bryce talking to himself?
No.
Oh.
Matt
I recently changed my handles on social medias. I've switched from Dilbert Pickled to Matt N Cheese. MATTNCHZ. Matt and Cheese, like mac and cheese. Because Bryce asked why, and I told him that's why.
I know you're like on Discord. It says like Matt and then a cheese emoji.
Yeah, if a platform lets me use the emoji, I'm totally using the emoji.
But I feel like the name, I don't know. It's harder to get the sound alike with an emoji, because I don't think you like sound out an emoji in your head.
It's fine.
It's cheese.
Yeah, well, if I saw a picture...
It sounds like cheese.
If I see a picture of cheese, I'm not going to say cheese in my head. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, when you see something that's like I heart NY, right? Like, that's New York's thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, you also have the issue of, if it was a heart, then do you go, I love New York, or do you say I heart New York? But
it's technically I love New York.
Yeah, I guess I always just kind of like jump over. I like go and then I'm like, I understand what that symbol means, and then I go New York City. I don't like sound out the phrase in my head, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I saw like Matt and I'm like, and picture of cheese.
I mean, I think that's fine. Yeah, that totally works.
But I'm me.
But it's CHZ.
Yeah.
MATTNCHZ.
Yeah.
It's shorter.
And punnier. This brings us to where I say my handle, and it's Last Geek on Twitter. Last Geek plays on Twitch and on Instagram. And YouTube is Last Geek. And that's it, I think. This is the second podcast I've recorded today, and I don't know how to talk anymore. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Goodbye. Bye.